Southeast Georgia and the Lowcountry. This is WJCL 22 News at 6. See us now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for WJCL 22 News at 6. I'm Brooke Butler. First tonight, we start with a verdict on the impeachment of former President Donald Trump.
President Trump is still liable for everything he did while he was in office as an ordinary citizen. Unless the statute of limitations is run, still liable for everything he did while he was in office. Didn't get away with anything yet.
Former President Trump has been acquitted for charges that he incited the deadly Capitol riot. He avoided conviction by 10 votes, so let's take a look at how our local politicians voted. In Georgia, Senators Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff both voted to convict Trump. Senators Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott voted to not convict the former president. Despite the verdict, 7 Republicans ultimately joined the Democrats to vote that Trump is guilty of inciting the insurrection. Hours before that vote, the proceedings taking a dramatic turn this morning. ABC's Faith Abube has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Chaos and confusion on day 5 of Donald Trump's second impeachment trial.
On one witness or many witnesses?
Debate is not allowed during the vote.
House impeachment managers in an unexpected move, forcing a vote on a resolution to call witnesses, specifically GOP Congresswoman Jaime Herrera Beutler, who voted to impeach Trump. The Congresswoman, in a statement Friday night, saying House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy told her that during the deadly riot, Trump told McCarthy that the mob was, quote, more upset about the election theft than you are.
Needless to say, this is an additional critical piece of corroborating evidence, further confirming the charges before you, as well as the president's willful dereliction of duty.
Trump's defense attorney warning Democrats if the impeachment managers called one witness, he would call 100.
But I have the right to defend that. The only thing that I ask, if you vote for witnesses, do not handcuff me by limiting the number of witnesses that I can have.
But 3 hours into the proceedings and after 5 GOP senators joined Democrats to call witnesses, both sides agreed to call none, instead admitting Beutler's written statement into evidence. Here's the Congresswoman recalling her conversation with McCarthy to a local TV station on February 8th.
He finally got through to Donald Trump and he said, you have got to get on TV, you've got to get on Twitter, you've got to call these people off. And the president's response to Kevin, to me, was chilling. He said, well, Kevin, I guess they're just more upset about the election, theft than you are.
The trial then moving into closing arguments.
Our reputations and our legacy will be inextricably intertwined with what we do here and with how you exercise your oath to do impartial justice.
No unbiased person honestly reviewing the transcript of Mr. Trump's speech on the ellipse could possibly believe that he was suggesting violence.
Donald John Trump, former president of the United States, is not guilty as charged in the article of impeachment.
The Senate voting to acquit, as many expected.
The Senate as follows.
And as for why the House impeachment managers abandoned their request to call witnesses in this trial, sources tell ABC News that allies of President Biden in the Senate told the impeachment managers that a delay in this trial could derail Biden's agenda and COVID relief. Faith Abube, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Just moments after the verdict came in, former President Trump released a statement saying in part, quote, it's a sad commentary on our times that one political party in America is given a free pass to denigrate the rule of law, defame law enforcement, cheer mobs, excuse rioters, and transform justice into a tool of political vengeance, end quote. Our local politicians are also responding to the impeachment verdict. Senator Lindsey Graham tweeting, quote, this was an impeachment effort driven by passion and hatred against President Trump. In their drive to convict former President Trump, the House managers totally ignored bedrock legal standards. Senator Raphael Warnock made a statement saying, quote, my colleagues who voted not guilty had an opportunity and a moral obligation to choose principle over politics, and sadly, they chose politics in a trial where the human consequences could hardly be more tragic. Well, plenty of people have Valentine's Day plans this weekend, so we want to get right on over to our meteorologist, Victoria Kokinos, for the latest updates. Victoria, what can we expect?
Unfortunately, rinse and repeat heading into your Sunday. We do have more rain in the forecast. Unfortunately, it's going to be a rainy Valentine's Day. As we go throughout the work week, keep the umbrella on standby. We do have a lot of rain out there, but we do have a warming trend on the way. Thankfully, cold temperatures won't be sticking around for too long, but once again, the rain will. Once we get through Sunday, we have rain in the forecast pretty much all the way until next weekend. We're getting a little bit of dry time right now across the area, a few spotty showers. We do have mostly cloudy skies and that patchy fog. Now, as we go through the rest of your Saturday evening into tomorrow morning, we do expect these rain chances to increase. So if you have any evening plans for tonight, maybe celebrating Valentine's Day early, go ahead and have the umbrella on standby. Spotty showers will continue. We're at 46 degrees. Now, as we head into tomorrow afternoon, rain is back and we are staying back below average. Brooke.
Victoria, thank you. All new tonight, after a long and tough consideration, the Hilton Head Island St. Patrick's Day Parade has now been canceled. The parade was scheduled for March 14th, but due to COVID concerns, it's been delayed until next year. Oxford University announced it's extending its COVID-19 vaccine study to include children. Meanwhile, the CDC has issued new guidelines for safely reopening schools as local school districts deal with the challenge of getting kids back into the classroom. Here's ABC's Alex Brachet with the details.
Efforts to get millions of Americans vaccinated continue across the country. Kaiser Permanente is setting up mass vaccination events in Colorado to vaccinate more than 19,000 educators, childcare workers, and seniors. But in Austin, Texas, icy road conditions forced the closure of vaccine centers.
The worst part of the weather storm hasn't even hit the state yet.
Of the 2 vaccines currently available in the United States, neither is recommended for children under 16. In the UK, Oxford University announcing it's extending the study of its COVID-19 vaccine with AstraZeneca for use in children. This news comes as local officials continue to struggle with how to get kids safely back in the classroom. The CDC out with its roadmap to reopening schools centered around this color-coded system. Blue zones represent the lowest risk, red the highest rate of community transmission. For schools in red zones, hybrid or virtual learning is encouraged, while blue and yellow zones allow for full in-person instruction. Mask and social distancing are urged for all zones. So is diagnostic testing. The CDC also says that teachers should be vaccinated as soon as possible, but it's not required to reopen schools. The CDC is also releasing this guide to help teachers modify the classroom. The 15 recommendations include spacing students at least 6 feet apart in the same direction, increasing ventilation, and setting up hand sanitizing stations.
It's not just having the guidelines, but it's also making sure we have the resources for it and making sure that districts actually make them real.
Along with this guidance is a new handbook from the Department of Education. Now, CDC Director Rochelle Walensky says that these are just suggestions, though, and won't be used to shut down schools who don't follow the guidelines. Alex Brachet, ABC News, Washington.
Now here's a look at the latest coronavirus case numbers locally. In Georgia, more than 2,800 people tested positive for COVID-19 today alone. A 7-day average stands at more than 2,000 cases per day. South Carolina added more than 1,500 new cases today. DHEC's latest numbers are from Thursday. Just a couple days ago, the state surpassed 7,000 coronavirus-related deaths. Helping people find work amid the pandemic. How a Savannah job fair could help dozens who are out of a job coming up.